my seniors in my university talking about how they had to clean toilets when they were like a graphic designer intern.
Oh shit, I was about to ask you to do that.
Wow. They like pick so many different things.
Yeah, OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
What's the most adventurous thing you've done this year?
I signed up for like dating apps.
Was there like a model?
No.
Oh,
There
okay.
was not a nude model. That's where your mind went to. Put myself out there for more opportunities.
Come out of the closet.
Oh gosh. One of the things that I really want to figure out is to stop doubting myself, maybe.
Oh, I thought it was your sexual orientation.
No.
How tall are you?
I am 184 centimeters.
Don't take steroids, guys!
Wasn't expecting to talk to like someone so young.
Uh-huh.
As like someone who's gonna be my boss. During Google Meet, I wasn't really expecting you to look like this. I wondered, what is this dude gonna be like?
In a good way or in a bad way, or like am I safe kind of way?
Mixed. How about I flip the table onto you? What do you do?
I do what must be done. Okay.
Do you have a secret to share with the class?
I don't.
Okay.
Because that's on my OnlyFans. I can't say that in public.
Oh, whoa. Well, moving on to way lighter stuff.
Yeah. Wait, is this part of the question? Peace.
You were joking?
There were times when I had to not pursue certain opportunities. The business he ran was an OnlyFans agency.
Whoa.
What would Jesus do?
So is that why you keep bringing up OnlyFans? Probably like a music video director.
I thought OnlyFans director. What is it like working with me?
I was not expecting like this.
What's next after the internship?
GTA San Andreas. Can you spell my name right?
Mahindra Balasubramaniam.
Oh gosh.
Why do you say gosh? Be prepared. Like I thought he was prepared, but he wasn't prepared, but he looked prepared.
Magic. Do you ever find like comparing yourself or like viewing other people's lives, does that make you feel motivated or does that make you feel like you're not doing enough?
My brain is not working right now. Alright, let's go.
Now we're rolling.
Right. Smiley face over here. Bam!
Oh, no.
Shit. Use the smiley face. It erases mistakes. Pow! Pretty good, I must say so myself.
Yeah.
What? I'm here with Mahindran. So Mahindran is my intern
I am.
/ now friend.
Yes.
And so today we will just be asking each other about, I guess, our first impressions, how it's like working with me, Mahindran.
Yeah. I came up with some questions for him to ask me.
Wait, you're not supposed to show that part. It's gonna be authentic. What's the most? It's kind of. I'm asking you I'm asking you the question.
Why don't we talk about our first impressions of each other first?
Okay. This is. Wait, is this part of the question? It's not?
No.
Okay, cool. I'll ask you first.
Okay.
What's your first impression of me during... So there are two first impressions. One is online during the Google Meet. The second one is physically. So what's your first impression of me during the Google Meet?
I think during Google Meet, I wasn't really expecting you to look like this.
What do you mean? In a good way or a bad way?
In a good way.
In a good way.
Because in my mind, I was expecting to talk to some like HR guy who's like way older. But you're not really that older than me. Yeah. So I wasn't expecting to talk to like someone so young. As like someone who's gonna be my boss.
But I feel so old though. I have the experience of 1,000 men.
Okay.
Okay.
My first impression was you were able to like understand and relate to like how a younger person expresses themselves, and I think that I immediately knew that we would have some sort of middle ground that we can meet in the middle and then connect with, even though we've led very different lives.
Yeah.
So that was my first impression of you. What about yours?
My first impression of you online was that all the questions I ask you, you feel prepared to immediately answer. So I don't know, did you prepare beforehand?
No? Yeah. The morning of our Google Meet, I woke up probably 30 minutes before the before the Google Meet started, and then I took a really quick shower. I was wearing shorts from the leg down, and then I just put on a jacket over the t-shirt I was wearing that morning. So yeah, There was no preparation. I just Googled the company name 30 minutes before, and I was like, it's okay. Then I just went on to the Google Meet. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Though you're a quick thinker because like when I ask you some questions that immediately you come up with some sort of answer that sounds reasonable, like sounds right. It sounds prepared. So for me, I thought this is nice, to have someone who prepares. But now it wasn't. There wasn't any preparation. But it's good too. I think you were quite on time too. Someone that was on time and replies fast, because some people, you message them and it take a long time to reply back, especially when it's something important.
I'm always on my phone, so.
Yeah, so that was good. And now, how about the first impression when we met physically?
When we met physically, I wasn't expecting you to be so tall.
Oh, you thought I was a dwarf?
Not really. I thought you were like Malaysian average. Because I'm like a little bit taller than like a usual Malaysian is. So I wasn't expecting you to be like so tall. How tall are you again?
Am I that tall though? I think
I think it's because of like your like body type. You look taller than
usual. Yeah, it's an illusion. Genjutsu. You know what Genjutsu is?
Yeah.
Naruto.
So I wasn't expecting you to be so tall, but yeah, I thought you were nice, really welcoming. So that was good. And I wondered, what is this dude gonna be like?
In a good way or in a bad way, or like am I safe kind of way?
Mixed.
Mixed. Oh my gosh.
No, I'm kidding.
No, it's fine. It's
like
fine.
a good way, because I was like, okay, he made a very good impression on my end when it was during the Google Meet. But how is it going to be working with him? Because when I came here, I was like, okay, maybe Aura Greens is like an office space or something. I wasn't expecting to like be working in your
in my place.
your place. So I was like, that was interesting. But yeah, other than that, pretty much positive. Yeah.
Cool. For me, I was like, wow, you're quite tall, man. You're quite. Yeah, that was my first impression. That you're quite tall. How tall are you?
I am 184 centimeters.
Whoa!
Yeah.
184.
Yeah. I had like a weird growth spurt in my teens. That's why I have like stretch marks all over my body, because it was like so sudden. I think when I was like in Form 2, I went from like normal teenager size to like very tall really quickly over like the summer. So that was weird.
Don't take steroids, guys!
Yeah, don't take steroids.
Wait, I don't even know if steroids do that. Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Maybe some weird alien bug bit you and then you gained some sort of superpower which made you grow, and but now you don't know what the superpower is. It's dormant.
Just a mutant.
Question. What's the most unusual job you've ever had?
I feel like the weirdest job I ever had, not really weird, I think it was just like random. I worked over the weekend for like a random car motor oil company, and it was in like a grocery store. So I was just going out and just promoting a random motor oil to people and then asking them to buy it.
Not drink it?
No. So yeah, that was the most unusual job that I had. But I guess like a more unusual job that I would want, I think it would be probably like a music video director. I think that would be pretty fun.
I thought OnlyFans director.
That wouldn't be too hard, to be honest.
Music director.
Music video director. I think that would be cool.
Dude, the music videos nowadays are so like weird.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
and sexual, you know?
I guess it depends on what you listen to, because like in like me personally, I'm like super into K-pop, and they always use really cutting edge technology, and 3D mapping and AI and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. So that's what I usually listen to, but I don't know what you're listening to.
Yeah, the K-pop, they do the satanic hand symbols.
They do?
Yeah, and
where are you going with this?
Anyway, okay. What's next? What do you mean by what's next?
I don't know. What do you think it means?
What's next after the internship? Is that what you meant?
Yeah. I mean, just in general, what's the next step? Because I'm at like a very pivotal moment in life. I'm finishing college and entering the workforce.
Right.
And I can like pick so many different things.
Yeah, OnlyFans.
OnlyFans? Maybe
Keep going back to OnlyFans. Okay.
Do you have a secret to share with the class?
No. I don't.
Okay.
Because that's on my OnlyFans.
What's next? Chronologically, the next thing would be to graduate university. But after that, I'm really thinking about what I should do in life, just in general. I could continue with like a marketing path, which was a big jump from like graphic design, but I knew I could do it because I learned a lot on the side as well about marketing and stuff. I could continue down the like marketing road, or I could go towards photography, which I think would be a lot harder to find a job. In photography, you gotta have like a really good portfolio. I've been looking into becoming like an art therapist. I think that would be fun.
What's an art therapist?
Okay, so throughout history, there's always been like studies that showed how doing art can like help people who have had traumatic experiences or have like mental illness and stuff. So I think that would be cool, because when we think about it, a lot of art is just from our own feelings. People communicate their feelings through art, whether it be writing a song or painting or drawing or doing anything like producing music or something. So I think that would be a really good thing, because I always think about things through the lens of like art. So that's how I think. But I think it would be cool to help people use art to heal and feel better. I think that would be a cool job.
Using art so that people can feel better.
Yeah, to heal, because like to process their trauma and their mental illness, the stuff that they've been through. I think it would be cool.
Nice.
Not good for them, but I think it'd be a good job.
Who has been the biggest influence in shaping you?
Oh, okay. I'm pretending like I didn't write this question.
He actually wrote all these questions for me to ask him.
Alright.
I like your reaction. Oh, that's an interesting question.
Alright, who has been the biggest influence? I think just the internet, because I've spent a lot of time growing up on the internet. Like I probably was on the internet way too young.
Way too young, watching stuff that you shouldn't be watching.
I mean, yeah, probably more like violent videos and stuff like that. YouTube,
Okay, yeah. When you say way too young, how old were you?
I think I had we always had like a computer. We had like a computer room at our house. So I always was on the computer playing on like Microsoft Paint or playing. There's an old pinball game, right? Do you remember?
Yeah. Space
something. Yeah, it's like
Space
Team.
The pinball.
I played that. Then I played a lot of games on PC. GTA, San Andreas, that one.
The Sims.
Yeah, The Sims. The Sims was really fun.
The Sims.
So yeah, just like the internet and like computers, I think that would be like the biggest influence. A lot of my adolescence was spent watching a lot of YouTube videos. So I'm gonna give a shout out to like a lot of the YouTubers that I watch. One pretty big one, I think, in terms of like success wise, would be Sophia Nygaard. She used to work at BuzzFeed, but then she left to start her own channel due to her own personal reasons, of course. I think I'm the most similar to her in terms of like what we like. We both like the more spooky, Halloweeny type of stuff, and we always wear black clothes. I know I'm not wearing black right now. That's an anomaly, but yeah. I think in terms of content and what she has achieved, that was really inspiring. But in terms of like shaping who I am as a person, I think it would be Troy Sivan. He's a singer now, but he used to be a YouTuber. I used to watch him all the time back in the day. And probably Connor Franta. All these YouTubers, they were like lifestyle YouTubers, so they would always talk about their life in a kind of like parasocial way. I felt like I was friends with them, and I got to like know them, and watching them like grow as a person and achieve things, because they're like a fair bit older than me.
Yeah.
I think they might be like in their 30s already. Having that like kind of like older friend or like older brother type of figure, I think that was something that really shaped who I am in terms of like interests and personality and stuff.
I'm nodding in my head like I know all who these people are, but I don't know who these dorks are. I'm kidding. But I know what you mean. Is there a particular goal or dream that you're pursuing?
I actually haven't thought about this too much, but I think I think a goal that I want to do is just to put myself out there for more opportunities.
Come out of the closet.
Oh gosh. I think just put myself out there, just in general. What I mean in terms of that is I have a lot that I can offer people in terms of my opinions, ideas, and what I'm good at. But I think I still need to figure out a way that makes that visible to other people. I always wanted to create content, back to like going about YouTube, right? I grew up with YouTube. I always watched those YouTubers making their videos and showing the behind the scenes and what cameras they use. I remember the Canon G7X was like a really popular one that a lot of vloggers use. So that was one that I was saving up for.
Did you manage to buy it eventually?
No, I got a computer instead. But I want to have like my own channel or my own photography studio one day, maybe. Or like my own like creative studio where a bunch of like creatives can come and collaborate on different things. I mean, a really far-fetched dream would be like to have my own talk show because I've always thought late night TV would be fun, to get into, but yeah, it's a really far-fetched dream, but that's a goal I'll probably keep on the back burner for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, shoot for the moon and you land among the stars.
Yeah, true.
And so it's not far-fetched enough. If you want to start a talk show, you need to think of the even more far-fetched thing so that you'll get to your talk show.
Yeah, I think one of the things that I really want to figure out is to stop doubting myself, maybe.
Oh, I thought it was your sexual orientation.
No.
Okay. Alright, yes.
Just stop doubting myself because imposter syndrome that always like kicks in.
Yeah.
So it's like, am I good enough? Am I fooling these people to think that I'm good enough or stuff like that? Always kicks in. So yeah, I'll figure out what I want to do soon. But yeah, those are like the goals that I want to achieve because I really love photography and I love being creative and collaborating with other people. So something along those lines.
I think if you're trying to pursue a big dream, you'll always have this imposter syndrome at the start, not knowing whether people might have a false impression of you. But what's important, I believe, is that to just be honest with people, and tell them, this is who I am, this is the things that I do.
Yeah.
I'm not this, but I'm this, I'm not like someone with 20 years of experience in the field, but I'm willing to learn, I'm willing to do this.
Yeah, you gotta
to go all in on
like
this.
sell yourself.
Yeah. And that way I think it'll help with the doubt that you have and the imposter syndrome that you have.
Yeah.
Because you're not lying to anyone, you're showing people and being honest who you are.
Alright, that's pretty good advice.
Dude! Maybe I should sell a coaching program,
Yeah, be like one of those guys that pops up before your YouTube video.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sell you a course.
Do they say that?
Yeah.
Oh wow, they just straight say
all
I'm
the
gonna sell.
business dudes that pop up in the ads before my YouTube videos. You wait 5 seconds before you. Yeah.
They didn't say the right thing. They should have said, have you ever doubted yourself or have imposter syndrome?
Oh, yeah.
Then it'll hit you.
You gotta tug at their heartstrings.
Yeah. Do you feel like this is sort of too interviewish? Should we sort of mix it up a bit?
Both?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
How about I flip the table onto you and then...
Okay, don't flip the table. We spent a lot of time arranging it.
All right, you're now on the hot seat. How do you spend your free time? I'm actually really curious to know, because I don't even think you have that much free time. Yeah.
How do I spend my free time?
What do you do?
I do what must be done. Do I have free time? I think all the time I have, I try to be very purposeful with it. So even the free time, it has meaning to it. Like if I'm not working or doing stuff, then I'm going to church, spending time with my brothers and sisters in Christ, connecting with people.
Yeah.
Or when I'm not working...
Do you ever turn off the business brain?
Do I ever turn off the... Yeah, on and off sometimes. Sometimes when I'm super tired late at night, it's like, okay, I want to scroll on social media a bit, look at chicks. We'll cut this out. No, but yes.
We're not going to.
We scroll on social media a bit. I want to also consume only positive stuff, positive and happy stuff. Because I don't like to consume the negative stuff that bring me down, because that will bring me down and make me negative. So all positive stuff only. So all my free time to something purposeful, net positive.
What's your favorite thing to do during your free time? Is it like scrolling? Do you just sleep in? Or do you ever go out to a cafe just to chill? What do you do?
I can't say that in public.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. My guilty pleasure.
Yeah, I guess so.
I like to go to church.
That's not your guilty pleasure though. That's kind of funny.
I guess everything has a purpose,
Oh, wow.
Everything has a purpose. Like for me, what my favorite thing to do when I turn off the business side of things is to just go to church, where when I'm at church, I don't really answer any business messages.
Socialize.
I just socialize, talk to people and relax. So I like that. That's a time off for me. The second one is when I'm asleep.
Oh, I see.
Wait, even when I'm asleep,
You're
I always
dreaming about
have
business.
dreams. Well, not about business.
Your
but
Lambo.
My Lambo. Even when I'm asleep, I always have dreams, and those dreams are always not nice dreams.
Oh, okay.
It's always something that is serious.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of interesting. I don't know what the science behind that is. But
maybe you should look into what those dreams mean.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if it's very scientific, but people always talk about if you dream of certain things, it means certain things. But sometimes I dream of really weird stuff, like a zombie apocalypse or something. What's that supposed to mean?
Yeah, I've had a couple of those.
Damn.
It's always like the dreams are very
Dark?
not dark,
Traumatic?
high stakes dreams.
Do you think that reflects in your life too? Where you feel like if you make one mistake, all the things you've been building like come crashing down?
No,
No? Okay.
because unlike investing in crypto or whatever, the things that I've done before, they stay with me.
Like the audience would know if they watch episode 1.
Yep, guys.
Yeah.
Watch episode 1 if you want to know. So yeah, even if things come crashing down, lessons and the things that I've learned and the person that I've become, I'm not perfect, but the person that I've become from where I was, those will still stay and remain with me. And so I think I'll be fine.
Cool.
But it'll suck. But it'll suck.
Yeah. Do you ever find like comparing yourself or like viewing other people's lives, does that make you feel motivated or does that make you feel like you're not doing enough? Yeah, because it's one or the other.
It depends on my mood. So if things are going well with me, it makes me feel motivated knowing that I can do that too. But you know, sometimes there are ups and downs, and when things are going not so well for me, it makes me feel like I'm not doing enough. It makes me feel down a bit. So it depends on my mood.
Okay. Who do you follow on social media that motivates you right now?
I follow a few people.
Okay.
And not only closely following on one, so they are spread out. There's no favorites really. The popular people, you got Alex and Layla Hormozi. I like Ty Lopez, Charlie Morgan a bit.
Cool.
Yeah. Now I'm talking about the YouTubers that you don't know about, right?
Yeah. Who are these guys?
Yeah.
But I know the Alex and Layla Hormozi though, since from you. What's a piece of media that had a big impact on you? It could be music, movies, TV, a book.
Anime.
Okay.
Don't want to say that. I sound like a weeb. I don't want to be a weeb. Like look like a.
What?
I was an ex-weeb, guys. Ex-weeb.
He still is.
I'm not anymore. I was an ex-weeb. I spent a large part of my younger days watching a lot of anime, and so it has a big impact because when you watch the shows or the animes, it feels like you're going along that journey with the particular character.
Yeah.
That's my alarm.
Oh no.
Will it continue playing? Oh, it's still continuing.
Okay. All right.
Okay, gotta turn off my alarm. So yeah, it feels like I've gone through so many journey with so many people, even though they're not real, that they're fiction anime. All the journeys are so different, right? You got some people that slay demons, and you got some people that fight dragons. You got some people that get transported into another universe.
I feel like watching anime like kind of depends on if you're addicted to it, but I feel like in itself it's not really that bad. It's a genre where the media, a lot of it just teaches you lessons.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, like it can make you feel seen, like emotionally, but like maybe what you're going through is the same thing as what the main character is going through. So it can make you feel like you people understand, or it can like teach you how to move past adversities.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's not like all that bad.
Yeah,
it depends on what you watch. So
I agree.
So just anime? Wait, you gotta let the audience know what were your favorite shows.
My favorite show. Okay, you know when you watch so many anime shows, you don't know which one to pick because all of them are so good, or like some of them are really good, and you can't pick one. But after watching this particular anime, I'm like, okay, this is my favorite one.
Wow.
It's called Code Geass or Code Geass. Or Geass, I think, if you know.
No,
it's
I don't
an older anime.
Okay.
And I like it a lot.
90s, 2000s?
I don't know when it was released.
Oh, cool. I want to gauge how much of an anime fan you were. Did you have a poster on your wall?
No, I don't. Not weird like that.
Okay, all right.
No cosplays, no posters. I just bought a bunch of anime the CDs.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Damn. So you don't watch it anymore?
No.
Really?
No.
Do you ever feel like you want to get back into it one day?
I definitely want to watch some of the animes that are trending now or were trending a few years back. But I have things to do now, and it's not a luxury that I want to give myself because I've not done the things that are more important and the things that I want to do. And so now those stuff are on the back burner, just like a dream of being a talk show host is on the back burner. Those are on my back burner.
Cool.
Maybe I'll get to it one day.
After you get your Lambo.
After.
All right, next question. Oh, this is cool. Yeah. If you could live in any time period or place, what decade and what place? Yeah. What would it be?
I don't know.
Really? Oh, okay.
I don't know much about history actually.
Do
I
you
didn't
ever
pay attention in class.
do you ever feel like there's like a time and place where you feel like a lot of cool stuff happen?
Yeah.
I mean, since you were into anime, I think you most probably have heard about like Japan in the 80s or the 90s, right?
What happened?
That was like the booming age of like where anime really like a lot of popular iconic animes were from that time, and a lot of the music that people listen to, like city pop, that's from that time too. No?
Don't know what that is.
All right, never mind.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Moving on. How about you?
I think I would go. I think I'd probably go to the States, but in the 70s. I think it would be really cool to like experience the aftermath of like the Summer of Love, 1969. I think.
What's the aftermath of?
It's like the hippie movement at the time. I think it would be really cool to witness, because a lot of people were like really into like the hippie movement and like the Summer of Love and stuff like that. A lot of the people, I think, quit their jobs because they were like very into the hippie movement, but then after that died down, they kind of had nothing to go back to because it wasn't like a super sustainable thing. So I think probably that, or probably Malaysia, but in the 90s.
Why?
I feel like the fashion from the time, the outfits, that would be nice. The cars too, and like the movies and the overall culture. You ever had that feeling of like feeling nostalgic for a time that you experienced? You never experienced?
Yeah. Sometimes.
Kind of like that. I think Malaysia in the 90s was pretty cool. Or Japan in the 80s.
Okay. How do you spend your free time?
I didn't answer that one. Okay, how do I spend my free time? Mostly on the internet. Yeah, on the internet. I think I catch up on like YouTube videos I missed. I watch a lot of YouTube, probably some Netflix as well. I watch some shows. Something that's trending, whether it be like mystery or documentary, something I can learn about at the same time. Or when I really want like to have a laugh and just enjoy, I think I will probably put on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. That's one of my favorite shows. I like that one. Or listen to music. I've been thinking about like producing some stuff too, because I really like that. And writing. Yeah, I do a lot of writing on my free time, whether it be about my personal stuff, just like journaling, or writing like articles that I can probably pretty soon try to publish on like Medium, or probably send somewhere, just like a cold call reach to some company, figure out maybe I can write some articles for them, stuff like that. Mostly YouTube, music, writing, or if I'm not too tired, I'll probably work out with some like resistance bands. That's it.
What piece of media had a big impact on you?
Frank Ocean's album Blonde. I think that album really captured the emotional roller coaster somebody goes through when they get to know somebody and they lose somebody, and the waves and crashes that they go through because of that. Or it's Lord's album Melodrama or Pure Heroine. I think those two albums really captured the, I guess, pains of growing up and also the phases you go through as a teenager. But if it were to be movies, there's this movie called The Perks of Being a Wallflower.
What's a wallflower?
I think in the movie, the wallflower is described as something like special and unique, but also there's something special about you. Yeah, that movie really was like a defining moment in my life where I felt represented, or I feel like I saw myself in characters in a movie. Yeah.
So what's the most adventurous thing you've done this year? Aside from this internship?
Yeah, I guess like in the traditional adventure sense, I went on like a pretty challenging hike. That was cool. Another adventurous thing, I signed up for like dating apps.
Cool.
Guess that would be cool, because I always wanted to see what that world would look like, but nothing really came of it yet, because the people I meet on there are not really the people that I want to be with, or like even get to know, even as like a friend. So yeah, I think that would be like an adventurous thing that I did. But yeah, I don't really get out too much. What about you?
Cool, interesting.
So, Jonathan, what is the most adventurous thing you've ever done?
Good.
Yeah.
I remember this vividly because it happened recently. It's not, I don't know if it's the most, but it's the most recent adventurous thing that I've done. I went to Singapore with a friend to go to an event by Luke Belmar. It's the Capital Club event. Met a bunch of people who I'm now still friends and connected with.
How long were you there again?
Just a night.
Oh, just a night. Damn.
It was so tiring because from Malaysia to Singapore, the flight was at night, and I reached there midnight.
Damn.
Yeah, I reached there midnight, and I had to deliver work for one of my clients. And so I worked throughout the night. So while I was delivering my work for my client, I went out to eat and only had 2 hours of sleep before I got back up and went to the event in the morning.
Oh gosh.
And that event was the entire day. After the event ended, then I had to get a midnight flight again,
Wow.
back to Malaysia because I only stayed for one night, right?
Yeah.
With my friend. And so, yeah, that was kind of adventurous at like 3 something a.m.
Okay.
After eating at 3 something a.m., then I went to sleep.
Wow. Damn. Any more like adventures you want to go to?
Definitely more. I want to go to India actually.
Oh.
Maybe this year. I definitely need to go to India. I have a friend whom I've known for 11 years now.
Okay. Whoa.
11 years.
Damn.
Yeah, in India. He's coming over to Malaysia, and then one day I want to go to India.
How did you guys meet?
You know this game Clash of Clans?
Okay. Yeah, I do.
You know Clash of Clans?
Yeah.
So when Clash of Clans was really popular in secondary school when I was 13, I created a clan.
Oh.
And then he joined.
What was it called?
Baybuff. It's called Make Donations.
That's the clan's name?
Yeah, that's the clan's name. He joined that clan and we knew each other. We had, fun playing the game together. Because it's an exciting game, right? It's also strategic and some things have time constraints to it. So you will want to communicate with your friends quickly and have things done quick. So we communicated on WhatsApp, and until now we're still in touch.
Wow.
So
11 years, huh?
For 11 years.
Do you ever think about like how Clash of Clans impacted you in a business way, like strategy?
Maybe a bit. Like I like strategy games.
Yeah.
I like building my
plan.
What do you call it? I like building my
kingdom,
fortress or my kingdom. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. And also to meet the two editors, Pavan and Shivam.
Oh.
I like to go there to meet them too, in Jabalpur.
Shout out to you guys.
Yep.
They're in Jaipur?
Jabalpur.
Oh, Jabalpur. Oh.
You know where that is?
No.
Same. I don't know where that is. I just know it's in India somewhere.
Damn. All right, moving on.
Okay. I saw a video that talked. My brain is not working right now. So I saw a video where a student found out that two teachers were having an affair, and then the teachers beat him up until he died.
What the heck?
Then the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party, tried to cover it up and said that the student committed suicide.
Whoa.
So it was a hot topic. Everyone was talking about it, and eventually, the CCP, they try to hide things, to suppress things. So normally what they do when something like this happens is they give a lump sum of money to the victim's parents or whoever to tell them to not make this a thing anymore.
Whoa.
Which eventually happened, where the parents said, yeah, okay, this actually happened. He committed suicide, but obviously it's not.
This happened recently?
Yeah.
Whoa. Damn.
Yeah. Then the Chinese people started trolling, saying, my 104-year-old girlfriend got pregnant or something like that.
Oh my gosh.
Because it's so ridiculous how they're trying to hide things.
Wow. That's shocking.
That's shocking.
Because of an affair?
Yeah.
Oh.
So,
Yikes.
interesting.
Well, moving on to way lighter stuff.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, I recently saw that Singapore was implementing 4-day work weeks. Yeah, so what do you think about that?
4-day work weeks.
Yeah.
So in a week they only work 4 days permanently.
No, I don't think it's permanent. I'm not really sure. You saw the headline, and I think a follow-up headline to that. They I think it was says.com. They mentioned that you can do that in Malaysia too, for certain companies, of course. So yeah, what do you think about 4-day work weeks?
Yeah, I actually prefer 7-day work weeks. So 4-day work weeks.
Yeah, we know how you feel.
Well, it depends, right? Sometimes people work long hours, but they aren't productive, and so they're just trying to fulfill the hours without actually doing the work. So it's better that they just, because they're not really contributing much. So if in those 4 days they can be productive and more productive than being in 5 days, than working 5 days, then sure, I think that's good, because that's good for the company because the employees are more productive, and that's good for the employees because they can spend more time taking a break.
Yeah.
So it depends very much on the individual. You'll have people who use it well to benefit both sides. On the same end, you also have people who abuse it, right?
Yeah.
And say, I want to work only 4 days and do less work, this and that. So
I mean, if it helps people progress and businesses grow, I'm all for it.
yeah.
I think it would be a really cool thing.
Yeah.
Let's say if you were a corporate slave
Right.
and you had a 3-day weekend permanently, what would you do with that extra 1 day?
Well, it depends, Maybe I would prefer to work still to better the company.
Mm-hmm.
And if everyone only works 4 days, but I work 5 days, I think I'll get
money.
Even if I don't get money, even if I just do it out of wanting to do it, I'll most likely move up the ranks a bit faster, where my superiors will recognize the hard work that I'm putting. And it's often also about standing out, right?
Yeah.
How do you make yourself stand out in a good way? If everyone is doing this, do this plus a bit more, and then you'll stand out. It's like if everyone is the same height, even if you're 1 inch more or 2 inch more, then you stick out a bit. So maybe that 1 day would give you that extra 2 inches to stand
I
out.
see. What do you think is like something that companies should have, or bosses or higher ups should implement to help someone be loyal to a company? Because like you mentioned, even working without even money, but just for recognition and moving up the ranks, right? What is something that you look for in a company that makes you feel like, okay, I can be loyal to this company, and they would be appreciative of that?
Yeah. So there are a couple of things. One of the things is that your moral values has to align with the company. If the company is doing something for profit, but disregarding morals, and that conflicts with you because I'm a Christian, then it's not something that I can move forward with without having a bad conscience. So those are the first things, to know your values, and hopefully the companies they have moral values. The second thing is I need to know that the employee has to have a vested interest in the company. So if the company does well, the employee does well. If the company does bad, the employee suffers a bit. And so in that sense, the employee will work hard to make the company work well, because he has a vested interest. It can be in multiple ways, whether it's by giving the employee shares or like bonuses based on his performance. Just like sales, right? A simple example is sales. If you hit a particular sales target, then the company can give you a bonus based on your sales. So you have a vested interest in making more sales, which benefits the company and also benefits yourself. So that is one way when people have a vested interest. Aside from monetary gains, is also the people around you, the environment, the work environment. Because some people they make a lot of money, but they hate the place they're working with. They hate their employees, the people around them. And some people, they forego a better opportunity or more money because they love the people that they're working with. Because they enjoy that space, the environment. So also having a good environment can increase loyalty in a particular person.
Yeah, I agree, because you're gonna be spending a large percentage of your life working. You might as well work at a place that you feel happy at and you love. It's pretty important. But do you think companies now are getting better at dealing with like employees and working towards employees being loyal to companies, or do you think it's like getting worse?
I don't know actually. I don't know. I feel like with the rise of new companies and younger people creating them, like myself, I feel like it's getting better because they're more in tune, right? They're more in tune with the modern way of treating people, of treating employees, and of running things. So in that sense, I think it's getting better for the new companies that come up.
Yeah, I'm happy to see that as well, because I guess a lot of the issues that I have with certain companies and
the Chinaman companies.
no, I mean like that. But what I have, the issues I have with certain companies is when workplace politics takes a front seat, and then like actual morals and ethics and treating people like a human is like on the back seat for all of a sudden. It's just like people playing favorites, or
that sucks.
People playing favorites, and then your hard work not even getting recognized, or like somebody else takes the name for it. So that was like one of my hunches that I have about certain companies, or like my fears. I was like, what if I work at a place where the workplace politics just take over everything else? But I think it's getting better with new companies, as you've said.
That goes for all things, not only in companies, but also you doing an assignment in a group, right? And in school. So that goes into many things. I mean, that's the same for many things as well. And it sucks because you feel so helpless. This person is above you and is doing something that is bad.
Yeah.
And it's sort of hard. You can't really make a difference or change unless you go to someone that is above them, and then eventually you have to find who's the most, and
the overlords.
The overlord, and it gets complicated.
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons why I feel like sometimes people just hate their jobs and they're tied to it.
Yeah.
And because of those situations. And it's restricting in some sense if you're in a bad situation like that. So yeah, some people prefer. That's why some people prefer to be freelancers. I have a distant cousin. How do I? What do you call my dad's cousin's daughter?
Your dad's cousin?
Second cousin. Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's why some people prefer to be freelancers instead. My second cousin, she used to work in a toxic environment, a bad environment where she was a graphics designer.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
Like you. And eventually she couldn't stand it anymore. She left the job and did freelancing.
Oh, what does she do now?
Now she's back to another company.
Oh,
she's back to work at a different company. That's the thing. Being a freelancer is nice because you have control over your environment.
Yeah.
You are the environment. You are the environment. The thing hard about that is just
balance.
It's not balance, but it's the safety of things because you are now in charge of finding the clients. You're doing so much more than just delivering the work. That's why it's risky for people to start businesses because being a freelancer is a sort of a business itself.
Yeah.
And so people opt for the most secure way, which is to get a job. And in both things, you got pros and cons, right?
Yeah.
For her, what she struggled was, although she had flexibility and not in a toxic environment, she didn't have a stable income.
Oh, I see.
And so that forced her back into a job. So,
damn. Let's say one of our viewers is struggling with the same thing, or maybe they're working at like an office where the environment is very toxic. What advice would you give to them?
Well, I think it's very situational because I don't know their situation. In different situations, I would advise them to do different things. But it's not like I'm some sort of smart, genius, like experienced guy that is in a place to be able to give advice to people. No, I just worry that, people think I'm a bit on my high horse or something.
Oh,
but okay, a general advice, I guess.
Yeah.
If I may, if I may humbly, is to confront the problem. To talk about it, to confront the problem, and in that confrontation, come up with like a solid conclusion from it. Because some people, they confront someone, then they talk, but then there's no conclusion out of it. So that confrontation is just like wasted. So to make sure that you confront the person, come up with a conclusion as to what the next steps are that will move you away from this problem that you're in. And I know it's hard because most people, they're not that confrontational. They prefer to avoid these kind of hard things. But if you're in a hard situation, you just got to do it. It's also like, if the pain of staying where you are is more than the pain of confronting the situation, then you just stay where you are. Yeah. But if you reach a point where the pain of staying where you are, wait a second, I mixed this up. I should restart this.
Okay.
If the pain of staying where... If the pain of staying...
Oh gosh.
If the pain of staying where you are is... Okay. Oh my gosh, I gotta rehearse this a bit.
Yeah.
Staying where
it's
you
okay,
are.
don't think too much about it.
If the pain... Okay. If the pain of staying where you are is more than the pain of confronting the problem, then you will confront the problem. So maybe why you're not confronting the problem is because you're still comfortable in that situation. You're still not in that much pain where sometimes you hate the person and then sometimes you're chill, like you don't care. And so you're constantly in this vicious cycle, never getting out of it. But I think when you reach a point where you can't stand it anymore, then confronting the person would be the easier decision to make. The second way is to just leave.
Yeah.
The second way is to just peace out and find a different company, a different place. Peace! But it's also like, if you peace out, you don't know what would have happened if you confronted the situation. Maybe after you confronting the situation, it turned out better and you like staying in the company instead.
Yeah.
So...
But I guess even before doing that, you gotta probably talk to someone who has done something like that before,
Yeah.
and see if the company actually cares and has implemented some change, or if the company is not going to listen and just ignore, or even something worse where after somebody speaks up, they get like ostracized for it.
Yeah.
So that would suck. So it kind of depends on the situation of your company too.
I think the best is confront the situation. If it still doesn't work out, then just leave.
Yeah.
Or confront the situation. If it works out, then good for you.
Yeah. All the best to the people who are in that situation right now.
Yeah.
All right. Since you mentioned like a lot about values and ethics, you're a recently baptized Christian.
Let's go.
So do you think that your baptism and your Christian values helped you navigate business better than if you were without it? Without it, maybe?
Well, baptism doesn't really change things for me. It's just getting, water then coming out. I'm still the same person, and so no. Maybe that's wasn't the answer you're looking for, but
no.
no,
What about
I'm still
like
the same
your
person.
Christian values though? Do you think those like values helped you navigate business better and like growing your business?
Yeah, certainly. There were times when I had to not pursue certain opportunities. So I met this guy at an event called Pudgy Penguins.
Okay.
An event in KL somewhere.
Cool.
That's where I met Luke Belma for the first time.
Oh.
But anyway, I connected with him on Instagram, and he asked me if I could do some videos for him, short form videos. The thing with this particular opportunity is that the business he ran was an OnlyFans agency.
Whoa.
OnlyFans was an OnlyFans model agency.
Damn.
So, is this something that I want to support? Well, yeah. No, but I always think, what would Jesus say? What would Jesus do? And so the answer was clear,
Yeah,
And
I get that.
yeah.
So is that why you keep bringing up OnlyFans?
maybe. But I understand how people are also put in very difficult situations. I was able to say no because I'm only taking care of myself. I'm barely, my boat is still afloat. But I understand in other cases...
Someone else might not have that luxury.
Yeah, someone else might not have that luxury if that person has a family that he's responsible for, this and that, or he has debts or loan sharks coming after them.
Oh, yeah.
Then it's a different situation, right?
Yeah,
so I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that I'm so virtuous or anything like that. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, we should add that in the intro. Wow. Okay, we're back in.
Okay, we're rolling. All right.
Wow, my ass hurts so much.
Oh
this
my
chair
gosh,
is so hard.
We're too big to be sitting here, but it's fine.
Yeah.
What about you? Do you have any questions for me?
Okay. Now I have a question for you.
Okay.
What is it like working with me?
What is it like working with you?
Yeah, so that other people can know what it's like, Maybe some people are curious.
Future employees of Jonathan watching. I think working for you has been really fun and interesting. I think when it comes to being a graphic designer in Malaysia, right? I guess the current way the industry is right now, you're kind of expected to be able to do many things, but then get paid one salary. So you're expected to be the videographer, the photographer, the social media person. You got to come up with the captions, and then you got to design, all while working on like a tight deadline and then set by somebody who does not understand the process. So that's kind of the way a lot of graphic design jobs work. And I have a couple of my classmates who are doing their internships right now alongside me that are in that situation. So I understand the hardships that they're going through right now. And I think in terms of like internships, I had a pretty good like opportunity to be working at like a job that is as interesting as this. From like many journeys, I went to your church, filmed your baptism. Now I'm working on a podcast. So I never really expected to be doing this kind of stuff, although it was something that I was looking for. But what did you put on Indeed again? What was the job name again?
I forgot. It's basically
social media something.
Very hands-on work.
So when I was
working
saw
closely
the job,
and hands-on.
I was not expecting like this.
Ah.
I was not expecting to meet all the aunties and uncles at your church or filming a podcast in like a kid room.
Yeah.
So I think it's been really nice so far. So far.
Oh no. So far.
I think it's been really nice. I'm on like week 3 right now. Yeah, week 3, right?
Third week.
So it's been pretty nice, and I'm looking forward to what other stuff we get up to.
Yeah, some crazy times.
Yeah.
I think it's also good, right? If you're asked to, like going back to your first point, where a lot of the graphics designer, their employees don't know what they're actually supposed to do, because the graphics designer is only meant to design graphics.
Yeah.
Social media, writing captions, this kind of stuff are different professions.
Yeah.
And so if you're a jack of all trades, you're a master of none, right? Because like writing captions, that's a copywriter's job.
Yeah.
And also video editing. Is it video editing? Is not really graphics design, right?
I don't know if it will make sense or not, but I think the situation between employers and also universities is kind of like which came first, like the chicken or the egg. Because universities right now, they structure the courses for you to learn everything. So me personally, my university, I had to learn about photography, video editing, animation, even painting, classical like art, like painting like the anatomy of bodies and stuff like that. So
was there like a model?
No.
Oh,
there
okay.
was not a nude model.
No. Oh shit, okay.
That's where your mind went to?
That's where my mind went to.
Okay, yeah. There wasn't a nude model, but we had to like draw, paint, even do copywriting, come up with our own poster designs and stuff like that. So we had to learn everything. But I think the reason why the university structured the courses that way is because employers demand everything. So it's like, who do we really target to fix the issue? That's kind of the confusion that I think we need to navigate. But I think some newer companies are really trying hard to like understand and figure out ways to create jobs for other people that also helps people, but also helps them with a more organized like employee like situation. Because a lot of the newer companies implement that kind of stuff, but a lot of the Malaysian entrepreneurs that, let's say they start a business, whether it be a hijab brand or like a t-shirt brand, a lot of those names that you see on social media, where it be like big names, trendy names of like Malaysian brands, a lot of the people that work under those companies, they don't really treat them that well in terms of like graphic design. I have like my seniors in my university talking about how they should like they had to like clean toilets when they were like a graphic designer intern.
Oh shit, I was about to ask you to do that.
Yeah. So yeah, stuff like that, and getting ostracized at the office and like being bullied and stuff like that. It's a very polarizing situation. Yeah, but I'm curious to see how it will play out, because right now a lot of graphic design jobs, they do list just solely based on the designing job, but then a lot of the other employees are looking for like jack of all trades. I guess it depends.
Yeah, you mentioned about the interns getting bullied and also having to wash toilets, this kind of stuff. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But I guess it's also like the culture, right? Maybe the current bullies, they've done that before. Yeah. And so this is just a rite of passage or something that they have to...
that's a thing that I always like disagree with when it comes to like anything, when it comes to like, oh, we suffered, then you must suffer too, or stuff like that. So
maybe it's not about suffering. Maybe part of it is about suffering, but also it builds character where it humbles someone to know that you're not this university person, that you're above these kind of jobs, that you still have to go through the things that we've gone through to make sure that maybe when you get promoted or you get into a company and then the next intern comes in, you ask them to do the same thing again. Wait, no, it's just a humbling experience, right? Because even for me, I've done a lot of part-time jobs where maybe some of it is looked down on, like just normal casual jobs, right? And so that's quite humbling. It builds character. Some things, it builds character. It's also how you take the experience. You can take that experience in a negative light and hate the experience, or take it in a positive light where you see that this will help you and benefit you in the future in the things that you do. It's about perspective, taking things in a positive spin, so that everything that comes to you, good and bad, is good. So
I think it's like a double-edged sword, because I think it's all about what the job says it does. Because if you're applying to be like a graphic designer position, and then you end up washing toilets and cutting papers.
If interns, I think it's still acceptable, interns. But if you apply for like a job, then I don't think it's okay.
Yeah, because you can be humbled by doing like your actual work and like getting feedback,
Uh-huh.
and then connecting with your higher ups that way.
Yeah.
But not to say like it's a horrible job or like a unrespectable job for somebody to be like washing toilets or anything. It's a job, and it's respectable, and it's appreciated, and it must be done by somebody.
Yeah.
But I sometimes feel like the students who went through like a lot of hardships, who had to work part-time jobs to make ends meet and finish their studies, and then work and then end up washing toilets. That kind of sucks. Yeah,
that sucks. I agree with that. I agree with that. So it's a gray area, not black and white.
Yeah.
So it's gray area. That sucks, man.
Yeah.
That sucks. And also, maybe they get bullied and not treated well, the interns, because they're not seen as part of the company. They're just an intern that comes and goes. So it doesn't matter how they're treated. They're not part of the company. Then going back to the graphics designer having to do a lot of things and having to be a jack of all trades, right? I guess it's also whoever's the most competitive will win.
Yeah.
And so if there's one person who only does graphics design compared to another person who can do graphics design and a lot of things, the company will choose that person.
Yeah.
And so eventually, this person will then have to learn, adapt in order to stay relevant, or he will disappear.
True.
And so, yeah.
I guess it also depends on like what you can do and what you can show them in terms of like portfolio. Because you could be like, oh, I know how to do this, and this. But then if you do only one thing well and the rest are like kind of bad or like normal, then I guess in a traditional sense, on paper, it would add value to the company. But it also depends on like, let's say you're hired to be like a graphic designer, but then you also work on like 50% graphic design, 50% like photography, right? Then the other 50%, the company would be like kind of losing value in investing in you a little bit.
Yeah. Actually, it's a long topic where I wanted to go a bit more, because it also depends on the company. Some companies, they just want someone who is general, but other more professional companies, they want someone who is an expert on one particular subject. Yeah. And so in those cases, the graphics designer that only does graphics design, then they will get the job. So it depends on the company, and that's why both exist. That's why not one is completely annihilated. So both exist.
I guess it just kind of depends, because in terms of like, I am of the viewpoint of like, you can hire somebody who has potential and like a good attitude, and they can learn on the job. But if you have somebody who can do A, B, C, D for you, but then their attitude is kind of
right.
Yeah. So then that would be a harder person to work with. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I think attitude is so important. It's also, if they're too smart, then you worry if they'll do something bad.
Oh, yeah.
You know? So
traitor.
So that's where you go back and say, what is this person's morals?
Yeah.
Did he make the right decision when he could have made a bad decision that no one would find out? So that's how you also find if that person has good morals or not.
Since you hired somebody,
yes,
and you will continue to hire somebody, hopefully, if the company grows and becomes bigger, what is your plan or like your list that people need to check out, or the stuff that you need to prepare yourself mentally in order to hire somebody?
For me, what do I need to prepare? So having a job description that shows what the particular person is responsible for, and to give people the right expectations, because a lot of times the reason why things don't work out is because both have different expectations of each other. So making clear the expectations at the start will be good. Like if the job is going to require you to work late at night, to work really hard, to not have work-life balance, then you should tell the person, the candidate, the interviewee, that this is what it's going to be like sometimes. And so he'll mentally prepare for it and have that expectation, so that when it happens, then it's fine. And if he accepts the job, then it's also based on his responsibility of accepting the job, even knowing of this, right? So managing expectations is one of the most important things in hiring people.
What does somebody have to have in order to become a Jonathan Ong employee?
Not for Jonathan Ong, man. Jonathan Ong's a nobody.
So my next question is, what do you think that people should have or strive to become in order to like upskill themselves and become more attractive to employers?
Having a nice resume because that's like the cover of your book, right?
Yeah.
Before knowing the insights, you first have a cover. And so having a nice resume that represents the things that you do, obviously, don't lie. I would say don't lie, but some people do lie, which is fine. I mean, it's not fine, but it's understandable. So have a nice resume. Don't have any typos because that's very unprofessional. It's like you didn't double check the things that you write, which is very important because that means that when you work, when things come out, you don't double check it and things go wrong. Obviously, sometimes mistakes will happen, but since this is something that's controllable, you can just read it 3-4 times. And secondly, is also have a good attitude. Be prepared. Like I thought he was prepared, but he wasn't prepared, but he looked prepared. Also perception is important, right? Even though it's false. But be prepared. Be prepared.
Magic.
Be prepared for all the answers.
And also, like in terms of like preparation, right? It doesn't always have to be you allocating like a set amount of time. You sit down and you prepare. You can like prepare, like on the go casually, where you're like waiting for somebody to waiting in a line. You can read an article that would give you the same info,
right?
And then you can probably listen to a podcast where you're like cleaning your room. That would be about like maybe upscaling yourself or something like that. That all still counts as preparation, but it's not just sit down and like prepare at one allocated time. That's what I did.
That's what you did?
Yeah.
It depends, what works for you might not work for someone and might work for someone. For me, I prefer like organized preparation. What are the questions gonna come out? Bam, 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 bam. Because I'm more paranoid. I'm more, is paranoid the word? More.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
I think I like to like passively, not really passively, but I think you know what I mean. Like passively learn in the background, continuously, like always learning something new. But then I'm not really like a guy where like, okay, I need to sit down at 5 p.m. I gotta do this and this. Just like constantly in the cycle, like that vibe. Yeah, that's me though.
Yeah, and that works, man. That works too. I'm hungry now, and it's time to eat, guys.
Okay,
let's go.
Cut.
So yeah, I'm a bit hungry actually.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah, I haven't eaten yet. Huh?
You weren't joking?
I wasn't joking.